wanna get high, man?
Let's stimulate your mind.
Get up, Chucky! What have we got here? A fucking comedian.
Rojan Kim.
Hello, and welcome to the Rojan Kim cast. It's me, Rojan Kim. Thank you so much for joining me today for episode 223 on January 20th, 2021. This is, of course, Inauguration Day. Did you see the inauguration? Oh, it was beautiful, or at least that's what I was told to believe by the major news corporation. So, what am I going to do, huh? Am I going to argue with reality that's being crafted in front of my eyes? The gaslighting going on? Am I supposed to... I'm not going to watch. Here's the thing. I feel like Trump was the last gasp for the major news media outlets, for establishment politics, for any of that stuff. You know what I mean? It's all kind of gonna, it's not, who cares? Military industrial complex runs everything. That's fine. That's fine. We're gonna move on. What are we gonna do? Just rail and rail about it? It's been going on since the 50s. I mean, it's the whole reason I'm here. How could I and my family and many other families, many other people in this great country of ours would not be here were it for the actions of the military industrial complex. So you know what? Let's just, we got to get on the winning side is what I'm saying. Let's come on, guys. Let's just invade more countries. I say Biden should take us from 7 to 25. 28, nice round number, nice even number, so that it's like, so that we could get to 100 eventually. We should be in 100 countries. Okay, there's like 200 countries, something like that. We should be in half of them. We should be fighting wars in at least half of the countries of the world. I mean, the other half is on our side, of course, and then maybe they'll switch sides. We'll switch sides. We'll arm one side against the other. Like, I guess that's us. We'll arm people against us. We'll have to start arming other countries to fight us on purpose in order to get, more money. Keep the same gravy train rolling. We're going to have to start paying off other countries to take our weapons and fight us so that we can fight them and then make more money. Because that's what we've done. Military industrial complex, they've made war a big business, and we need the business. We need the money, guys. We need that money because that's the only thing we believe in. It's the only thing we care about beyond being entertained. You just want the bread and circuses. Bread, in this case, meaning money. And then circuses. Of course, that money may become completely valueless and, whatever. Hey. Is history cyclical? Sure. Can we learn from it? I guess, but are we gonna? No. So I say we ride this rocket all the way up, okay? And jump off when you can. Jump off. Hopefully you buy yourself a parachute with that, the sweet, sweet gains of whatever market you're playing. What are you playing right now? What are you doing? Huh? You got Tesla stock? Did you get in early on Tesla? Did you get in early on it? I did, and then I sold it. I don't know. I should have stayed in it, but I didn't. But whatever. Who cares? It doesn't matter. None of it is real. This money doesn't mean anything. What does it mean? These are numbers. What do these numbers mean? Doesn't mean anything. You get into the Bitcoin, huh? Did you get in there? Because, it hit all-time highs. Now it's going down. Now it's going up. I mean, am I paying attention to it? Yeah. Did I get into it? Yeah, but I got into it a long time ago. I got into it a very long time ago, and then I sold it all for drugs. No. I bought Bitcoin because I wanted to get drugs, and then I ended up selling the Bitcoin I had because I wanted to get drugs. I mean, so the drugs and that started there. But now I've decided to become a responsible investor, or at least learn about it. So I'm doing a lot of learning, getting really excited. I get real excited when I learn stuff. It happened with comedy. It happened with jiu-jitsu. It happened with growing weed. It happened with learning about growing mushrooms. It happened when I learn about stuff. I get really obsessed, and I get into it. When I learned about the markets, I started with Forex markets, and then stock market, and then crypto markets, and then ultimately I've arrived at Bitcoin, understanding why all these smart people are into Bitcoin, and what it is about it, or at least trying to. I'm doing my best. But one of the people that really kind of like maybe opened some things for me, like opened my eyes and opened my understanding a little bit about beyond. Okay, I mean, there's tons of people online. I don't know. Do I just start naming all these different people and podcasts online? I don't know. If you're not into all this Bitcoin news, it doesn't matter. But this guy named Safedine Amos wrote a book called The Bitcoin Standard, and he had this podcast. I listened to one of his episodes, and it was about how time is truly the most valuable thing that we have. Like time versus anything. Everything loses value against time, and time is the only thing you can never get back. And time is the thing that you'll pay for, right? And part of the reason why the global economy, why we're all in this sort of the state we're in, is because we have devalued our time preference. That's what he calls it. Time preference. I'm probably gonna fuck it all up. I don't know if we lowered it. I think we lowered it or something. Basically, because we have cheap money, credit now, we don't think about saving any of it. There's no point in saving any of it. We've sort of, like because of climate change, because of this or that, like coming civil war or whatever, we're basically like, there might not even be a tomorrow. Nuclear war, whatever. We've had generations of this, really, right? With the military-industrial complex going on. I'm sure that had something to do with it. You can't tell me that having 50 years, 60 years of a military-industrial complex doesn't affect the cultural mindset of people, and especially the mindset of how they spend money, especially when you couple the fact that you unlinked your currency from something like gold in order to fight more wars in the 70s. Especially when you consider that, you can see that, we're in this mindset where we don't value time. We don't value anything. We only value money. And the only thing you do with money is spend it to get stuff, or you try to make more of it, right? That's it. It's this fucking cycle of just like, getting trapped, and it's hard to break out of the cycle because it's very super addictive. It's connected to your survival, right? Your needs. It's like you need money to live, so it's you have an inherent stake in having more of it. You need more of it, right? You want to get more of it. It makes you want to get as much as possible until you never have to worry about it again. And then what? Then you just get more and more, and then you die, right? I don't know. I mean, I don't really know. But I do feel like that is something I've learned in terms of like what gives Bitcoin value. The fact, one of the facts about it is that it is there's limited supply. It'll never get larger than a certain amount, so you can't just debase it like they do with the dollar. You can't just make more and be like, ta-da, like now there's more. It will just be more and more divided, but because of the sum total, you can basically plan out the pricing of it, and there's things you can do because there's this reliable curve of when it's coming out. And it also allows you, I don't want to get all into it, but I'm just saying, man, like of all the things going on to me right now, I'm super excited about Bitcoin. Crypto is a whole other thing, but I don't know. Is it speculation? Is it all tulips? Is this all? Do you remember? The story about the tulips back in the day? The tulips, that was like one of the first futures markets. So people would just be buying, it's like shares and future tulips, right? It's like you buy a share of this future, and you are guaranteed 100 tulips in the future, right? And then everybody's like buying this, and it became this huge bubble because demand for tulips is high, huge bubble. Apparently, one of the most prized tulips back then, the cost of one could get you a house. Like the cost of a house. I feel like a tulip being like over six figures now, right? Like it's the kind of speculation mania that there was. Right, tulips. You gotta get the tulips. You imagine people going crazy over tulips, like people are going crazy over Tesla stock, or people are going crazy over Bitcoin or whatever. People that it's like people just because it's all psychological, you see. It's all crowd psychology, and they all pile in and like, until the bubble bursts. Bam. So is this what this is? Am I cryptoing through the tulips? You know what I'm saying? Like, is that what's going on? It's not like I've sunk everything into it, but it's very interesting. It's very interesting to see, because is it mania? I mean, isn't the stock market mania? I mean, I'd say, right there, people keep asking the question, hey, how come the stock market keeps going up, but the economy is not doing well? And then every time you look, it's like the stock market keeps going up, but the economy sucks. It keeps going up. I wonder why. Right? And there's many different answers. Everybody has answers, but really it does seem funny, right? It does seem too good to be true. Is it possible though? Is it possible it's just going to keep going up? It can just keep going up and up forever? Forever? No, never. Nothing's forever, right? And then that brings us back to time, right? Time being the ultimate value, right? You don't know. You can't predict. If you keep living for now, then of course the number just keeps going up. Just living for now. Yeah. YOLOing. You know, you got all these guys on Robinhood, like Wall Street bets. Like fucking just millions of people just I think they're doing a thing with GameStop right now. You just like pick a single stock and meme it and then just have millions of people just fucking trying to affect the market. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what's going on now. How is any of this real? How's any of this? Is it any of it? It's real in the sense that the dollar, what you get out of it, that's what you extract, right? This is the values you're supposedly extracting from trading. You know, that's the value, right? But now we are definitely with the inauguration of Biden. So Biden's coming in. We got a Democrat-controlled Congress, right? You got Janet Yellen and the Fed saying we need to go big. So people they're going to go fucking big. They're going to rain money everywhere. Money just being rained, hopefully on Main Street. But on the other hand, that, of course, will now devalue the currency and so on and so forth. I've been listening to... so this is like my evolution, right? Like I said, I had to learn TikTok or the Wall Street Journal. Pick the Journal. The Journal became too expensive. $24, $25, whatever. It was like a month. It was ridiculous. And I was getting the same news online. So I was like, okay, I'm not going to do the Journal. So stop the Journal. Listen to like Jim Cramer, right? Cramer, Mad Money. And he's like, buy, sell, buy. And it's all, it's like got this morning zoo radio element. And he's supposed to be crazy, but he's like got fucking Nancy Pelosi coming on there and he's like pumping CrowdStrike as a company. And it's NBC. So I'm just like, okay, this is like the military industrial complex's fun, wacky stock show. That's basically, so I don't know. I just stopped. I mean, on some level, it's cool to know. It's good to know what are the mainstream people think or whatever. But whatever. I just started listening to Real Vision. You should start listening to that. Fucking Raoul Paul. Some macroeconomic shit. There's like a macroeconomic podcast I've been listening to. A lot of economic stuff. So I've moved on from the Journal. I've gotten Joe Rogan, right? I've got, like... From comedy, it used to be like Comedy Central, and The Tonight Show, and improv, and all that stuff. And then, the post Joe Rogan era is like listening to podcasts and finding like people who are off the grid, right? Wanting to be off the grid myself, right? And so it's the same with things like finance news or economics, and even shit like Bitcoin. And then you start listening to these people, start realizing, okay, these people aren't retards. In fact, they're actually super smart. They're also not like evangelists. They're not like, yeah, you got to do this. They're not like, some of them become it because of the logic involved. But the thing is that there are these voices out there, and it's good that there are different voices out there. And of course, what we see now is that it's very possible if you have a voice that is different and not agreeable with the dominant voice, you could be silenced, right? And I think that's cool. What? Yeah, that's very Chinese. They're trying to be Chinese, I guess, and that's fine. I do want to make a segue. I'm talking about all this stuff, right? Talking about all this stuff, but the first dinosaur butthole has been found, and I think that that's important news. apparently the dinosaur butthole is it's a cloaca, like many of us assumed. And I just like the article. The article's first line just says, "This was a multi-purpose hole," and I think that's fucking. I think that fucking fits. That fits everything. That fits everything that's going on right now. You know, that's what we need. That's what America needs, is a multi-purpose hole. That's what we all need in our lives. It's a multi-purpose. That's what we're trying to fill in our lives, is a multi-purpose hole. We're trying to. Maybe that's the problem. That's why we can't fill these holes, because they're multi-purpose holes. They're cloacas. They're not. There's no distinction between excrement, between shitting and between fucking, right? Between creating life and pooping out what you just ate, between the waste created from your body, the fucking byproduct of being alive, versus creating new life, who will also then poop and shit itself all the time for years until it can finally clean itself, and then you can, I guess, get it to do some chores or whatever. I don't really know. But here's the thing. The dinosaur butthole, right? I think it's perfect in terms of what we need, or what we're trying to satiate with this behavior that's been kind of, I don't know, our culture is really one of consumption. It's really one of rapaciousness, right? It's really one of not giving a fuck, like putting it all in, but at the same time being the victim, praising victimhood at the same time, feeling like the enemy, the other, feeling like the other is the reason why everything's fucked up. Everything's fucked up because those guys, right? And if only our guy was in there, then those guys would not be fucking everything up. And each side believes that that's what's going on. And this, I guess, goes down to politics, but not just politics. I mean, it goes into Apple versus Android, or Ford versus Ferrari, or whatever. Like all these fucking, so, whatever. Superman versus Batman. These like sort of competing binary camps that we do in order to have conflict, because I think manufactured conflict is very good for business. It's like like a fake rap beef or something. Drums up business. It's good. People like it. People love it. But is that what's gonna happen? I mean, it seems like with Biden coming in, nothing crazy's happened. Trump's out, right? The news is on board now. So the news, the government, big tech, right? They're all working together. So you got big business, right? So now let's throw in big pharma. You got big oil. You got big tobacco, right? Big tech. Soon we'll have big weed. Yeah, get in there, right? Combining with big state. They're all in, and big media. All the big entities are now finally they got their place back. The establishment is back, baby. The empire has struck back. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're back. Good for them, right? Because they had a rough run there those last 4 years, right? They really gave Trump a shot, and look at what happened, right? Look at what happened. Look at there was a pandemic and crashing the economy, rushing the Capitol, possibly election interference, whatever. It doesn't matter. They threw everything at the guy, and they finally got back in. Good on them. This, the empire was the underdog, right? That's the hilarious thing? Is the empire is the underdog? Okay, but yeah, the empire is the underdog. Great, the underdog's back in power. They're all back in power. It's a unilateral power elite is now in. I'm sure everything will be fine now. I'm sure they'll fix everything. I'm sure everything will get fixed. We all know, because that's what happens, right? Absolute power leads to better things and improvement in humanity. Everybody knows that saying. Absolute power leads to absolutely great things. Absolutely great life. A great life comes from absolute power, right? Or is it what power corrupts? But absolute power corrupts all the bad things and turns them into good things, and everything's good for the rest of your life. That's how it goes. And I think we should be happy to be here. We should be happy I like to say that, it's like we're in Rome. We're in Rome, right? And we're not quite in Rome yet. See, here's the thing about Rome. Rome had patricians and plebeians, right? Pats and plebs, and the whole pats and plebs. And I like to joke about how we're heading toward neo-feudalism or some kind of techno-aristocracy or whatever. And it's like a neo-Roman whatever, like plutocracy, all that stuff. I love to joke about it. I love to joke about it. It's hilarious. Oh, it's so funny. But we're not quite there. We're not quite there. We're not quite at the pats and plebs. Or perhaps we are. I mean, I don't know. Maybe that's the thing. Maybe we are there. Maybe that's what all these tent cities are around my neighborhood. Maybe that's why. Maybe that's why. With the whole economy being crushed and people being driven to the streets and people just living. They're just living in tents on the streets. Tons of them. I mean, I don't know. I wish somebody would get rid of. That's and that's where we're at. Maybe the plebs will be the homeless masses that I want to entertain, perhaps, and the pats will be the lords and ladies of Google or whoever, the houses, the different tech houses, and the different lord of Pfizer and the Exxon, Baron of Exxon, whatever. All this is the new sort of structure we're in, I guess. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. All I know is that the elites have won for now, and they've created a genius narrative of being both the rebels and the empire. Multipurpose Hole, right? We are both we're neither one nor the other. We don't distinguish. Okay? We don't distinguish. We're both. We're the rebels and the empire. Same but different. Multipurpose Hole. Okay? That's us. That's we. That's how great we have it. We're way better than Rome. You get me? You understand? We get to have it all, and we get to have nothing. That's fucking. Are you kidding me? Nobody has been able to do this in the history of humanity. Well, I don't know. I don't know if they have. I mean, if they have, where are they? Huh? They're not here. They're not here in the good old USA. I don't know. I mean, could the USA break apart? Sure. But then every state will then get to be like, we're the fucking best, and they can fucking start fighting each other. I don't know. A lot of exciting things could happen. Okay? But of course, thank goodness we have the military-industrial complex, or of course, the Mickey Matt, the military-industrial congressional intelligence media academic think tank complex, which if you think about it, that's everybody. That's everybody. In the elite the elite class. That's everybody. So what are you going to do? What are you going to do? What are you going to fight them? You're going to be like, you're going to be like the guy in Tiananmen Square, like fucking, stopping the tanks. Remember the guy stopping the tanks and everybody's like, what a hero. What a hero. You know what they do to that guy if those cameras weren't there? They just squash him. They actually did squash a few back there that you didn't see. This guy, they were like, this guy's on camera. And you're like, okay, fuck. Can't do anything. Can't do anything on camera. Thank God now with media and big tech censorship, in China, they could get away with it now. In China, they could totally squash someone. They're probably squashing people every day. They're probably running over tanks just filled. There's just squadrons of tanks running over children every day in China, and no one will ever know. Okay, because they have complete control over all their information. And that's where we're headed. We're headed to where tanks will be squashing all of our children or whoever they're squashing, left wing, whatever, Antifas or Proud Boys or whoever, tanks will squash them all and no one will know. It will be like, it was a mostly peaceful tank squashing that happened in Washington today. It'll be wonderful. It'll be wonderful. We'll be kept in the dark. We'll have no idea that they're doing it because that's what's coming. That's what's coming, right? So what is the point? Why even get wrapped up in any of it? I'm just tapping out on news. News was entertaining because they hated Trump so much. Trump made it all entertaining, but now it's not entertaining. Now it's just, I guess it's kind of a Weekend at Bernie's-ish type of entertainment where you see Biden, this corrupt demented old man doddering around, and I guess we're supposed to feel safer with him in the nuclear football. Well, I guess in some ways because the whole establishment's behind him. So even if he goes, they'll put her in. They got a plan, and let's just let them have the plan, okay? Because it just is. Listen. They didn't kill the guy. They didn't kill Trump. They didn't JFK the guy. They got him out, right? They got their guy in. They did it bloodlessly. Just let him. I mean, those few people died. I mean, people died here and there, sure, but I'm just saying overall, they didn't fuck everything up. There's just a smooth transition back to the empire, and I think that's good. They went from rebel to empire. Multipurpose hole, yeah. Okay, the multipurpose hole is really the dinosaur butthole is really to me the most important thing. Okay, I didn't watch the inauguration. I didn't care about that. I care about the dinosaur butthole. Okay, the dinosaur butthole is us all. Okay, we are the multi-purpose hole, and you cannot fill a multi-purpose hole. Do you understand? You cannot fill a multi-purpose hole, and especially with money, especially because money is going to become more and more worthless. Not worthless as in like it isn't worth anything, but worth less. It's going the price, your purchasing power, whatever they say, it's going to go down. Okay, sure, we want the free money. You're like, give us the free money, yay, give us the minimum wage, raise it, yay. But at what cost? See, we don't realize what the economic cost of all of that is. And we just do it anyways. We're like, yeah, with that, what's the cost? What's the cost of going to war to a million countries? Let's make it 100 countries, 100 days of masks, 100 countries of war, 100 countries at war. Why we should declare war on a new country every day. The first 100 days of Biden's new term, I think we'll have 100 days of masks and 100 days of declaring war. Whew, all right. So what's it all mean then? What's this all mean then, all this? You got the empire's coming back. Everything's coming back to normal. Business, they're going to open up, vaccinate everybody. Everything will be fine. There will be no more civil unrest, everybody. There will be no more. At least we won't show it to you. They will just keep making money, keep doing war, keep doing the thing. Everybody will just keep this going. Don't you want to keep this going? Don't you want free things? Don't you want the money coming from the sky? Don't you want them to just pour some money on me, yeah, in the name of love? Don't you want that? Don't you want to just have money everywhere? Never worry about it again. Why not have $1 million to everybody? Let's just give everybody $1 billion. Fuck it. What? It doesn't mean anything. Give them all trillions of dollars for 300 million people. That nothing could go wrong. What could go wrong? Nothing. Okay? The more, the merrier, right? More is more. Some people say less is more. I say more is more. Keep pumping it. It'll never pop. Bubbles don't pop. They just get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger until they just become planets, until they go into the sky and they orbit the sun, and then they become their own suns, and then they just keep going and going, and it'll never collapse in on itself, and then create something like a black hole where other things get sucked in and destroying everything around it. That will never happen. That never happens in the universe. That never will happen at all. Okay? That's never happened in history. We've never seen any of these cycles in history, debt cycles. Never seen anything like that, of empires devaluing their currency, overextending them with war, having a whole population of people becoming more and more degenerate and checking out of society, and then ultimately everything collapses. That's never happened, like Rome. That's never happened. Stop it. Stop it. That's wrong think. Okay, that's from George Orwell. You're being very Orwellian. Okay, you're not thinking the right way. Okay, remember in 1984 they say proles and animals are free. So perhaps that's why it pays to be a pleb, right? Why it pays to be a pleb or an animal, I guess. Maybe I choose to be an animal because I don't want to be a prole. I'm not into commies personally. I had a very a lot of indoctrination from the commies, and I empathize. I get it, but I'm just not, I'm not really with it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not with it. So I guess I'm an animal. I choose to be free. I want to be. I'm trying to be free. Trying to be free of a lot of constructs, free of systems that we're trapped by man. It's hard to describe, but it's not nothing. It's almost cliche what I'm saying, though, right? Like I'm saying, like decentralized, independent media, right? Like just it's no different from like people used to read zines and shit and have like alternative rock, right? Like just trying to. I'm not necessarily anti-corporate, but I don't buy in to the dominant corporate narrative. Okay, I think there are alternative. I mean, like there's always been alternative people, whatever, and so now that's here. The only thing I've never been alternative on is comedy. Never been into alternative comedy because alternative comedy was actually dominant comedy. That's actually interesting. Alt comedy was not mainstream. It was actually mainstream comedy. It's become mainstream comedy. To even call it alt comedy, it's kind of like a double speak lie. It's just like calling what we do the war on terror, right? Like Operation Freedom, Iraqi Freedom, or whatever. Like these fucking really bizarre names that we come up with that seem to just be like, man, are we fucking joking? Like, are we serious? Like, are we? We really, I think we do. We do mean it. I think we do mean Iraqi freedom. We think we are doing this, So we're just like well-meaning, psychopathic retards, it seems like. I mean, there's some brilliance to it all, but there's total retardation as well. But it just seems to be working. I don't know why. I mean, it just seems to be, I guess, it's just through the might and will of the American people, we can keep this thing fucking going. Like I said, 100 wars. 100 wars. We could declare war on half the world and get them arm both sides. I'm telling you, that's the way out of this whole thing. Ron Paul, you're wrong. Okay. So anyways, what does it all mean? What does it all mean? I don't know. I guess it's the same as it ever was, huh? Same as it ever was. I feel like the military-industrial complex got together and was like, all right, listen, we need war, but we don't want like world war, I guess. We need to find the right balance of wars where it's not so destructive that everybody loses money and gets mad at us, but at the same time, it's destructive enough where people are, they need weapons, they need ammo, they need, it creates a demand. We got a whole business going on here, you know what I mean? We're going to do a little get rich off this, you know what I mean? And we need that going. So what could go wrong? What could go wrong? All of this has been propped up to let that go on. And every president that's been in there has been for that, or else they're outed. They're either killed or, or they're trumped, right? Like, there's get out of there. Get out of there. We don't want you. We want the corrupt guy who acts the way we want him to act. The stable corrupt man. We don't want the crazy corrupt guy. The stable corrupt guy. Get a stable corrupt hand at the corrupt wheel of this machine. You don't want a crazy guy. It's already crazy enough. We want the corrupted guy who's stable. I mean, is he? I guess. Who cares? Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. I think things that matter are have you worked on the things you needed to work on in your life? How are things going in your life? They going all right? Because none of this global financial system, what are you going to do about that? The only thing I have come to with my forays into Bitcoin is the meme, of course, going on right now of staying humble, stacking sats, right? Matt Odell, Tales from the Crypt, or Citadel Dispatch podcast. Matt Odell, he says that. Stay humble, stack sats. What does that mean? Sats is short for Satoshis, which are increments of Bitcoin. 100 million Satoshis equals 1 Bitcoin. So don't think about trying to get Bitcoin. Think about stacking sats. Stacking sats is one sat equals $1 one day. That fucking 100 million of those equals a Bitcoin. You know what I mean? Like, you don't need to have a full Bitcoin. It doesn't mean anything, but maybe what you need to do is stack sats. Maybe just a little on the side. If you already have money put away in savings or whatever, listen to Michael Saylor. Michael Saylor talks about why he took his company's MicroStrategy, why he took his company's treasury, and he got his board to agree to put it all into Bitcoin, right? And ever since then, he's tripled his money, right? But not only that, it's not about making more money because they already make money. They have tons of cash. The thing about it is that he believes that over time, we're coming back to the whole value of time thing. Yeah, full circle. Time is a flat circle. Yeah. Over time, he's like, I'm sitting on a pile of cash, and basically it's like a melting ice cube. Over time, with the rise, with all this money printing, the cost of, the goods rising, like all this stuff, like the money is not going to be. It's going to be. He calculated like 10% loss every year. 10% loss every year, right? So that means, I'm just going to be losing money doing nothing, or maybe I end up putting it into something like Bitcoin, into an asset. So he looked into all the different assets, gold, stocks. What should we do? Most companies put their shit in stocks. Like, what do we do? They decided, you know what, I'm going to put it into Bitcoin, right? And if you really follow things like hard money, okay, well, we were cut off there. My memory card was full. Whatever, it doesn't matter. MicroStrategy, hard money, card money. Okay, listen. Stay humble, stack sats. Is that the answer? I don't know what the answer is. I honestly don't know, but I do see a compelling reason for it over, say, something like the US dollar, gold nuggets and bars, stocks, whatever, all the traditional things. I could see the argument for why you could allocate a portion of your money into Bitcoin just in case, just a small little bet. That's all I'm saying. No, I could see that. Could I also see you YOLOing into the crypto market and trying to make 100x? Hell yeah, motherfucker. You could do that. You could do that in stocks. You could do that. You could. That's what America's all about. You could do both. You could be a sound money Austrian economics, just sort of save and fucking value investing, kind of Berkshire Hathaway Warren Buffett motherfucker. And you can be like a Elon Musk, fucking put it all. Yeah, I don't give a fucking you gotta let it all ride. Micro strategies, you just fucking let it ride, motherfucker. YOLO, Wall Street bets. You could do it. You could do all of that because we're a multi-purpose whole, right? We're the rebels. We're the empire. Doesn't matter. We could be both. We could be everything. We're all same but different. Yin yang. That's been the theme so far. That's been what I've been ranting about for the past years. But we're like a yin yang nature of things, cyclical nature of things, the positive, negative, dark and the light. They've always been at force, at odds. The force is at odds, right? Like it's 3,000-year-old Chinese hippies philosophy, right? Like it's been going on for a long time, but now perhaps what we're seeing is an acceleration of it, or perhaps that's the illusion of it. I don't know. Hard to know. That's why tapping out, that's why perhaps the whole citadel mentality that's going around, this idea of just creating your own little structures. And, I've been saying that about just like concentric circles, the local sphere, right? Just create your circles of trust, right? And create here's what I did. I got off of social media. Not entirely. I'm on there. My old stuff's on there. It's whatever. If you want to use it against me, I guess you can, but I've been careful. I feel like I've been careful. I don't know. Maybe there's something there. Perhaps I should delete it. I don't know, but I am not so obsessed. I've actually taken it off my phone, put it on my old phone, so it's like separate now, and that's great. It's great because now all I do is just look at the Bitcoin price 24 hours a day. But besides that, I think that's more productive. At least I'm learning about the market behavior. That's what I tell myself. I'm learning. Red, green, up, down. I'm learning. It's just fucking, you could just see it as the fucking graph on my screen. So what the fuck is that graph? That's what Milady's saying. She's like, what the fuck? And I'm learning. I'm learning about the markets. I don't know, man. I mean, I think is it going to be fucking plebs and pats? It's maybe it's going there, right? That's a joke I've been saying, right? If it's going to be rich and poor only, if there's only going to be two types of people, isn't it better to kind of be the rich? I mean, isn't it just I'm just saying objectively, isn't it better? And I don't know if owning Bitcoin makes you rich, but maybe owning something will. Maybe it's better than owning nothing. Maybe we've been tricked into thinking that having money is all that matters. But what happens when that money is worth nothing? Then the thing that matters is having stuff. The stuff is what matters. The only reason money is important is because of the stuff you can get. So in the end, it's the stuff. Okay? The problem with stuff, though, is you can't carry it all. You need money to carry it all. it's just all your money's in stuff. We could do the stuff. So you can see that's another compelling reason for crypto and all of that. So whatever. What am I doing? Crypto through the tulips. That's one of my titles. I was thinking of like, oh, should I start a crypto podcast? Should I start? That's what I started thinking when I learned about the market. So like, should I start a stock podcast? Should I start a different? And I'm barely doing this podcast, and I'll tell you why. I've been in a careful wait and see mode. I'm just seeing if shit would really go down. Just to not be, I don't want to be talking about what everybody's talking about. It's like, bullshit go down, won't it? And especially now, the new era of the Empire coming back, Empire 2.0. It's time to play the game. It's time to play the game, whatever this game is. And I don't know what this game is. It doesn't mean I'm like, I don't know. I'm not going to really change. I'm going to be me, but I don't want to be all caught up in... I don't want to talk about everything. I don't want to talk about the same thing everybody's talking about. Okay? I want to be able to entertain both pats and plebs. I want to be able to ridicule them both. I want to be able to get money from them both. But I also want to be able to, I don't know, make you smile. Make you laugh, make you think, make you say, hey, the guy is worth it. This time I spent listening to the ramblings of this guy. It was worth it. Was it? I don't know. It was worth it for me. I'm paying for it. I'm paying for it. And actually, shout out to Han Kim, major benefactor of the Rojan Kim cast, who he's actually paying for this. So blame him, if anything. He is at fault. And that is perhaps the final word on the subject. Han Kim is the reason why this is happening. If anybody is canceling me in the future, dragging me to a gulag, please know that Han Kim was my main benefit. No, I'm just kidding. Sorry, Han. I wouldn't do you like that, man. I forged that check from Han Kim. He's not affiliated with me at all. Send me to the gulag, okay? Not Han. He's not responsible. Okay, I made it all up. Put me in the gulag. Will they be calling it the gulag? I don't know. I hope they have a cooler name for fun jail. I don't know. They're gonna call something fun jail. I hope they, fun jail. Maybe that's the kind of thing that sounds fun, right? Okay. Anyways. I think maybe I should wrap it up here. So I'm not on social. No, I am on socials. So follow me. Follow me anyways on the Twitter and the Instagrams and all that. I'm still there. I'm not crazy on it anymore. Okay, I think it's time to not just give all your shit away like a fucking whore. You know what I mean? Like a whore who doesn't even get... No, whores make money. Whores at least make money. What am I doing? I'm just giving it away for nothing? Giving it away for nothing. I don't know. What is it all worth? Is it worth anything if nobody even has it? Huh? I don't know. Like, is it Bitcoin or Ethereum? Am I Bitcoin or Ethereum? Does that even make sense to anybody who doesn't see? Because Bitcoin is like gold and Ethereum is kind of like oil or electricity. So I'm trying to say, is it like, am I a store of value or am I? All right. No. I thought it was funny that Jack Ma disappeared. He owns Chinese company Alibaba and started criticizing the Chinese government, and then he disappeared for weeks. And then they're like, is he dead? Is he fucking dead? And then apparently he showed up for 30 seconds on some Zoom show, and said, it repeated a bunch of Chinese talking points, and then that was it. And then everybody was like, phew, he's not dead. Market just restored. Faith restored in the market, people said. That's where we are. That's where we're headed, okay? The state colluding with the media, manufacturing things, dissidents being taken away, even the rich, even the fucking president of the United States, okay? You cannot be if those dissidents, if you're not in, okay? If you're not in with the in crowd with the right thing, even if you're the president of the United States, they'll take your shit, okay? They'll take your shit. So what does that mean for plebs? What does that mean? Well, on one hand, proles and animals are free, right? So we're free to do whatever, but there's probably a line, just like in China. We should learn from the Chinese. We should learn from them, honestly. They have a sense of freedom that we don't, but they also know the boundaries. The boundaries are very clear. So that's, I think, what's going to happen. That's what the culture war is going to bring, is this clarity of boundaries. It needs to happen. There's too much chaos without it. Clarity of boundaries needs to start happening. And that's why, going back to the thing I was saying about the citadel mindset, that mentality that's going around, you got to draw your boundaries, got to be clear, have clarity. Okay, maybe things like truth, honor, maybe those things will be valued. Maybe time will start being honored. Bitcoin I can see as a philosophical sort of path to that culturally. Kind of the opposite of what happens with war and free credit, right? The mentality that comes from that, very degenerate, like decadent attitude, versus one that's a little more, I don't know, just a little more logical, a little more sound, a little more based on reason, a little more, I don't know. I mean, I really don't know. That's the only thing I do know, right? Is that I don't know. Shout out again. Hanukkah, major benefactor, not his fault. None of this is his fault. So put me in the gulag. All right. Follow me on, I was wrapping up. Follow me on Twitter. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for listening. And, well, until next time. Goodbye.